This video deals with the selection process, and it's one video amongst, I think it's 10 in the class. So it's important that you look at all of these and get supplementary information and do supplementary reading and pad out your notes, make your own notes, and understand the selection process and what's involved. It's an important area. This particular video is just looking at the conclusion of what we've been doing in the other videos, just briefly running over the conclusion. It's a very short video. It's only got 7 slides, as you can see from the bottom right hand side. What we want to do is to wrap up this particular topic area. So we'll just look at the conclusion. The selection process is an important aspect of recruitment, and as I say in a second, it's important because the companies don't want to make a mistake recruiting the wrong people and then have to go through all of the processes of terminating their employment and perhaps going to tribunals and getting involved in the legality of removing somebody from position. It's a costly process, and also the company needs to get the job done. It needs to get the job done fast and efficiently and appoint the right person and have a smooth continuation of work with somebody who is relevant and interested and engaged in the particular type of work that's on offer. Someone who is going to be committed, who will follow the rules, who will have good workmanship, who will be efficient, who will be presentable, who will appear on time in the morning and do a decent day's work and leave in the afternoon. So the company is looking for someone reliable, and it's going to go through the process of trying to select the right person. Now, the problem about recruitment and selection is that when a job is advertised, many people may apply for it, but some of them may exaggerate part of their skills or their abilities or their experiences. And it's important to filter these out. Sometimes people do it, but they're not even lying. They really genuinely believe they have a certain set of skills, when in fact those skills are not appropriate to the job advertised, or they're not sufficiently developed. So it's important that the company engages in a selection process, ranging from, as I said in one of the videos, collecting references, conducting interviews, which may be structured or unstructured, getting the person to do a presentation, going to assessment centres. And so there are various tools that may be deployed in order to try to help the decision-making process to select the person, employ the person or not. It's important that the company does this in a routine sort of way, that the candidates are not intimidated or put off by their experiences. But any shortcomings in their applications, be they done deliberately to mislead the company, or done accidentally, or done simply out of a misunderstanding, whatever the shortcomings are, they can be determined and picked up before an offer of employment is made. Clearly, a lot of the processes that we're talking about here applies to, let's say, graduates or middle management. It could apply to senior middle management. So it's a very important area in the professional world, in the world of picking up professionals, be it in academia or in commerce or in banking, manufacturing, in whatever area. It's vitally important that the right people are selected, and to help them, there's a whole series of, to help them make that decision, I should say, there's a whole series of possible tools, a whole set of possible tools that may be used, references and so on. It's costly and time consuming, as I said. If an employee is selected and they're not the right person for the job, it's costly and very time consuming to replace that person or to reallocate the person maybe to a different set of tasks within the organization. But it is a costly process and time consuming. It saps up the energy of the HR department or of some officials within the department. So it's not nice. It's better to avoid it and to make the best decision at the start. There are various methods organizations can adopt in order to recruit candidates. As I said, they may go through just a very informal interview. That's normally for line management or line operators. Very informal, just a quick application, and perhaps the line manager will conduct a very brief interview and tick a few boxes, and the person gets the job perhaps. But for middle management, where much more care and attention and much more variability in the work is encountered and also needed, then a much more rigorous process must be undertaken, a much more detailed process must be undertaken, involving various selection tools, and care and attention must be paid to the selection process throughout. So it depends on the type of job that's on offer, the type of tasks that need to be complete, and if you like, the ranking of the job. Where in the organization does this job fit? Is it middle management? Is it upper middle management? Is it senior management? Where does it fit exactly? And depending on that, the selection criteria may be adjusted, and the whole process could be quite elaborate depending on where the job is. It's an organization's responsibility to ensure that they adopt the right methods to suit the organization and the job description. Clearly, this whole process is driven by the organization, so the organization must determine what processes will be used. References, interviews, the types of interviews, the panels for the interviews, assessment centers, presentations, problem solving, what activities should be involved, the role of outside recruitment agencies, the role of specialists in giving advice, exactly what combination and how these various inputs into the selection process are used. Well, that's the responsibility of the organization, and that of course will reflect the importance of the job. And if the job is central to the organization, if they're employing the marketing director, then clearly there must be great care and attention paid to the selection process, and as many perspectives or tools should be brought to bear on the analysis of the various applications that have been received so that the correct one is selected. And what we've done in these various videos is to look at various approaches. We've looked at assessment centers and just briefly mentioned references, and we've looked at interviews and so on. So it's important to, as I said, fill out your notes on these, do some reading and some research into the areas, and pad out what you've got. But that's all we're going to do on this topic, so let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.